Okay, I guess we're live. Hello, guys. Welcome to Kadeko. That's Tushar. I'm Arun.
We are off to a pretty good start. Usually we have to wait for about 2 minutes before people start tuning in, but we've got three already. Let's start asking questions right away. Darshan, hello.
Hi, Darshan.
Okay, so let's start with Harsh Dhawan's question. Amaze best variant and looks costly, but not. I'm not really following that question. अमेज से कोई अच्छी गाड़ी है इस प्राइस में? देर आर लॉट ऑफ ऑप्शंस जो आप देख सकते हैं. अगर आपको एक इमीडिएट राइवल देखना है तो फिर मारुति डिजायर देख सकते हैं कि उसका नए अमेज में क्या है कि बिल्ड क्वालिटी सब थोड़ी इंप्रूव हो गई है, लेकिन ओवरऑल क्वालिटी में इंप्रूवमेंट की थोड़ी जगह है. पीछे का सीट में 3 लोगों को बिठाना इतना आसान नहीं है, और डीजल सीवीटी और उसका जो राइड क्वालिटी का कॉम्बिनेशन वो काफी अच्छा है, लेकिन हमें दोनों को कंपेयर करके आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि ऑल काउंट्स पे बेस्ट ऑलराउंडर क्या है. लेकिन आप डिजायर कंसिडर कर सकते हैं हर्ष धवन जी. किंग एसपी इन ओवरऑल कंफर्ट एंड परफॉर्मेंस विच इज अ गुड ऑप्शन, वेंटो, रैपिड और सिटी? Interesting question. If you're looking at the balance of performance and comfort, I think I'd give it to the Vento.
Yeah,
If
I think
performance is that much of a priority, yeah.
if it is only between the three, but if you want a proper blend of comfort and performance, it will be the Verna. Darshan, thank you for the compliments. Dheeraj, hi. Ravneet,
hi.
Arun Kumar, one word, Krista XUV, both. That's one word. But XUV is more value for money.
Yeah. Vishal Yogi, BMW X5 or Mercedes-Benz GLS? I'd give it to the GLS. The X5, there's an update coming on its way, but the GLS has just got that sense of bodyguard in almost every sense, outside and inside. Okay.
Abhishek, you're itching to talk to us. Please,
Go ahead.
Please do ask your questions. We're here. We'll answer them. And Praveen, hi.
Hello.
Satvik, Swift or Desire? If you want the boot, if you want more space, then Desire. It's definitely more comfortable. It is more city oriented. The Swift is for fun. So evaluate. If it's going to be you most of the time, then get the Swift. If it's going to be with the family, pick the Desire.
Okay, Desire versus Amaze in petrol manual. Uday Sachan. I think I'd have to give it to the Desire in this context, because based on our first drive review, what we had seen there is that even with the new Amaze, the engine they've carried forward is still the same 1.2 liter IV tank. Now, that's a good engine, decent in refinement, decent in fuel efficiency also. But one place where it's lacking is low-end performance. You still have to push that engine before you get it. In the case of the K-Series 1.2 that you have in the Desire, it's equally smooth, equally refined, but that low-end punch, that is there that the Honda doesn't have. So I'd have to give it to the Desire in this case.
Correct. And I'm just going to simplify what he means. अभी low-end punch का मतलब क्या होता है कि बहुत सिटी में आपको बार-बार डाउनशिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा अगर आप स्पीड ब्रेकर वगैरह किसी के आसपास हो जाते हैं. But in the Desire, it is slightly better. It is not like ज़मीन आसमान का फर्क नहीं है, but it is just easier to drive. Gautam, Jai Kishan, when will Maruti launch the new 1.5 diesel? It will come with the new Ciaz, and it will either be by the end of July or the start of August.
But this year is pretty much in place.
Soumya, please review the EcoSport S. I'm driving it next week, 22nd or 23rd को मैं चला रहा हूँ. So expect a review by 24th or the 25th. John Dwayne, welcome again. Good to see you joining us. Is the Creta Petrol top end and overall good family car?
Yes,
it is. Nikhil Goyal.
Best AMT hatchback under rupees 5.5 lakh. Okay, I'll take it purely from the AMT perspective first. If you're looking at the tuning, 5.5 lakh, will you get a Swift in that budget? Or
No, I doubt. I think it's going to be the Tiago XTA, or the Celerio VXI. I think the Celerio is a better tuned AMT. Because with the Tiago you have to take it really slow, but you can choose between Celerio and Tiago. Mr. Nagaraju, I think this applies to you as well. Consider between the Tiago and the Celerio. Srinivas, just a second. Yeah, there it is.
Okay, hi, I am planning to buy a car under ₹6 lakh for my college use. Please suggest me. Okay, could you specify? Like, are you looking at extensive daily traveling? Is that why you're looking for efficiency, or do you plan to travel with your friends a lot? And
so you need space.
So there's a lot of criteria, and then inside 6 lakh rupees, you could probably consider anything, maybe a entry level variant of something like a Swift or a Grand i10, or you could consider a higher end variant of something like a Tiago. The Tiago's case, everyday fuel efficiency is not that great, but you'll be pretty happy with the Swift and Grand i10 in that perspective.
Yeah. Danish Zubair, hi, black petrol titanium, is it a good buy? Facelifted one. Which car? Are you talking about the EcoSport or are you talking about the Freestyle? I'm not getting.
I mean, if he's saying facelift, I'm guessing he's meaning
Yeah.
the EcoSport only, since that is the only phone
Yeah,
that got a
right.
facelift.
So yeah, the titanium is a good pick with the Sync 3, which means it's slightly old stock. So yeah, you can go for it. That's not a
Okay.
problem.
Praveen Rajababu, Amaze, which variant is best? Okay, just before I move on, we're going to have a detailed video about this coming out later today, and we've already got the text article that's also going to be up on cardeco.com.
Yeah, I think that's up.
That is up. So what I can tell you is that if you're looking at them, you have 4 variants. If you have to go for the E, I would recommend skip it, because you don't have any features. No music system, door handles are black, mirrors are black, don't bother. The most value for money and our recommended variant is the one above base, that is the S, whether you're picking the diesel or the petrol, because that's getting the basic music system. You do have the basic safety equipment in place, including rear parking sensors, which do come as standard as well. Then your overall body, it's got that uniform paint cover, you've got a decent music system, you've got wheel caps. So overall, the best balance variant is that. If you're looking at the premium balance of an automatic, then you can pick the V. And VX, if you have the budget for it, go for it, because the jump over the V in terms of cost to features added is quite value for money.
Right. So just to sum up, अगर manual लेना है budget में तो S, auto petrol या diesel automatic लेना है तो V, and if you have the budget, obviously VX. So skip the
Base.
E, skip the base, and the V if you're buying the manual. Nitin, Maruti Desire petrol or diesel? If your running is more than 50 kilometers per day, diesel, otherwise petrol. The petrol is more refined. Rakesh, what about the new Alto K10? Please let us know.
Hello, sir. Okay, Shashi Sunny. Hello, sir. Any major changes about the old Amaze versus 2018 Amaze? I mean, high-speed stability, suspension setup, and ride quality. On those counts, yes. Now, I haven't driven the car, neither has he, but we spoke to our colleagues who did, including Kartikeya, and he mentioned that they mentioned that one thing that really stands out about the new Amaze is the ride quality. So low speed ride, bad roadability, stability has improved multifold in comparison to the old Amaze. High speed stability is also good, and if you're going at a straight stretch, it's perfectly fine. It's just between sudden lane changes that it has a bit of a wobbliness. But otherwise, yeah, it has definitely improved quite significantly.
Right, and I just want to highlight some changes that Honda has done. This is something I'd written down. I'm sorry, I'd have to read it out. So Honda ने सस्पेंशन में चेंजेस किए हैं, जो स्प्रिंग्स के नीचे जो बम्प स्टॉप्स होते हैं, दैट इज समथिंग दैट प्रिवेंट्स द कार फ्रॉम बॉटमिंग आउट. इट यूज्ड टू बी रबर अर्लियर, वो चेंज करके यूरेथेन के कर दिए, जिसके वजह से वन, इट वोंट डिग्रेड एज फास्ट एज रबर, and second, it will just give you a bit more of cushioning. Okay, so yeah, and the second advantage is that, like I said, the ride quality is also better. So high speed stability is better, suspension setup is better, ride quality overall is definitely better. So old Amaze versus new, yes, the new one is definitely better in all those 3 counts.
Okay, Shekhar S, hello, is there any wobbling in Baleno petrol over 90 kmph? If the car is good, no.
Petrol, Verna or Ciaz or City, for mild city usage, you prefer an automatic. Sabri, I'd suggest look at the Yaris, because that is very fuel efficient inside the city, and I think you can buy the one above base variant of the Yaris, and that should really suit your criteria.
If you're looking at if from the options, if you're not looking at the Yaris and that's something that's not falling into your budget, we'd say go for the Verna.
Yeah.
Because in city efficiency, it's almost on par with the city automatic. On the highway, it's more efficient than the city automatic. And overall drivability, when it's smoothness, punch, the smoothness and the marriage of engine and transmission, behavior, everything, the Verna is superior to the city. In the case of the Ciaz, it's due for an update now, and the 4-speed automatic that they already offer, it feels very outdated. So you might as well wait for the new Ciaz and maybe figure out after that.
Ravi, Baleno Delta or Zeta? Delta is more value for money. If you have the cash, pick the Zeta, obviously. Dipankar, nice to see you joining us again, man. Thank you so much. What all changes in the new Creta? Okay, there's a detailed article on the website. You can check that out. But I'm just going to give you some information about the changes. One, the grille is slightly bigger. It looks like that on the Tucson. The front and the rear bumpers have been changed a little. The DRLs have been moved to near the fog lamp. So, it's like an outline to the fog lamp. The DRLs are there. The interior detailing of the headlamp itself is slightly different. On the top end models, you will get a sunroof. You will get an electric driver's seat. And you also get that wearable key that, you get in the Tata Nexon, also in very expensive cars like the Jaguar F-Pace and Land Rover Discoveries. पीछे से tail light is different, and in terms of engine options, there's nothing different to note. But I think petrol automatic is available only in one variant, so that might be a bit of this. And they've also finally added cruise control. So there you go. Dheeraj, EcoSport Signature versus S. Honestly, if you have the budget for a Signature and you can live without the sunroof, I'm very sorry I'm suggesting this. I'm telling you to live without a sunroof. But think about it. In India, a sunroof isn't all that practical. So instead of buying the Signature, I'd say just buy the EcoSport Titanium Plus. And the S is more about flash value, and it's more about sporty driving. It's not something that will come into play on a daily basis. So between that, I think the best balance is the EcoSport Titanium Plus, and that is something you should pick.
Okay, Anil D'Souza, hello to you too, sir. Current ride between Amaze and City, if budget is not an issue, it would be the Honda City, because the punch, the space, on every count, it's going to be better. But what we say is, if you're planning to buy a City, hold off for some time, because the Digipad infotainment system, that is supposed to have a firmware update, and it's supposed to get proprietary software like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It'll lose mirror link and I think the HDMI connectivity possibly. But along with that, they also have to add rear parking sensors, which stupidly enough, they weren't available before, even on the ZX. So if you're planning to get the City, which we recommend between these two, wait for some time.
Nikhil Sharma, Hexa automatic or XUV?
The most polished engine transmission combination would be Hexa.
Yeah. Gopinath, on long run, whose engine is better, Toyota Levo or Freestyle? I don't think there's going to be much of a difference. Even Ford is claiming a low overall cost of maintenance, and in some ways that is directly taking aim at Toyota. Toyotas historically are known for very reliable engines. I would say it wouldn't be too much of a difference.
Honestly, the two. Yeah. These days all engines are built to survive for 1 lakh or 1 lakh plus kilometers. So just make sure you stick to the service schedule and look after it, and the car will look after you. It's that simple.
Yeah, just give it some love, it will love you back.
Ravi Patel, Baleno Delta or Zeta. Delta, if the most value for money variant. Zeta, if you have the budget for it.
Ravneet Singh, build quality of new Swift 2018 is questionable after watching recent accidents. Outer sheet is of very low quality. What's your opinion? People tell Maruti cars are tin ka dabba. Okay, this has been like a very favorite topic of mine, because and Tushar very often has asked me to mellow down. But here's the thing: look at all the crashes except for one where the car got T-boned. There were no reported casualties. Okay, T-boned as in Swift ऐसे चल रही थी और ऐसे आके दूसरे गाड़ी ने hit किया. अभी Ravneet Singh ji, this is what I want to make clear, कि just because damage on the exterior is more does not mean that the car is not safe. अगर आप you revisit all those accident pictures, and except for the one where it has been T-boned, because T-boning is horrible. It will practically destroy any car. If you check, the cabin of the car is pretty much intact. So I would agree, the sheet metal is thin. It crumples very easily, but it is designed to crumple. It is supposed to do that. Yeah. So is it a tin dabba? I think people are going overboard with it. Are we okay with the quality? I'd say personally, I'm completely fine with the build quality. Yes, I would have liked a bit more weight to the doors, but
we sum up with one simple example. Right now, we had recently tested the Verna versus Yaris versus the City.
Yeah.
Now, in the Yaris, if you stand lying down against the door of the Yaris, the sheet metal does bend. You push your hand in, it will go. It has that flex to it. But then, when ASEAN NCAP had crash tested the Yaris, they got 5 stars, and the specification that India gets is the 5-star rated because you've got 7 airbags, ABS with EBD, etc. as standard. I mean, that variant will obviously have additional benefits like hill start assist and all, but overall build quality is consistent across the variants. And even with that sheet metal flex, if that car can score 5 stars, that gives you an idea that there's a lot more to car safety than how it just feels. Sensation is not safety. It's as simple as that.
Right. Okay. Kaushik Reddy sir, Corolla or Vento? Corolla, it's the better, bigger car. Arya Ignis versus Grand i10 versus Baleno for rear ride comfort, not space. Grand i10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Abhishek, sir, we have a budget of 16 lakhs. Suggest a good sedan.
If backseat status, the space is not an important requirement for you, and 16 lakh rupees on road, you can get you can get
quite a lot.
Yeah.
You want a sedan, so I'd say in this order, Verna for the most value for money, Yaris for the most easy to drive and comfortable ride, all of that. City for sheer amount of space. So you've got 3 options. You can pick any of these and you won't make a wrong decision. It's a safe decision. Even in terms of resale value, after sales cost, you won't go wrong. So
but the most balanced pick of them all is the Verna.
Is the Verna. Tigor AMT or Ignis AMT, Nikleshwar Ignis, Sandeep Tigor XZ versus Amaze S versus Freestyle Titanium. Freestyle Titanium, that is brilliant value for money. Shivam Pandey, please advise me for X-Cross Zeta Diesel or EcoSport S Diesel. Main use inside the city. Okay, EcoSport S हम चला रहे हैं अगले हफ्ते, ठीक है, पर उसका सस्पेंशन काफी स्टिफ होगा इवन कंपेयर्ड टू द नॉर्मल EcoSport बिकॉज EcoSport S is supposed to be sportier. Zeta Diesel और EcoSport S में करीब फर्क है 1.5 लाख रुपए का, if I'm not wrong, and the S-Cross will 100% be more comfortable inside the city compared to the EcoSport, because even compared to the standard EcoSport, the S-Cross is next level in terms of ride comfort. So अगर मेन यूज सिटी में है, आपको एवरेज ज्यादा चाहिए, आपको ज्यादा राइड कंफर्ट चाहिए and even ज्यादा स्पेस चाहिए, the S-Cross is a more sensible pick.
Okay, old versus new Creta, we've elaborated on the differences. You can log on to cardeco.com and get what those changes are. Any news on launch, we're expecting it next month because we've already seen a lot of cars that have already reached dealerships. So yeah, should be in June is what we're guesstimating. We don't have an official date.
So it's going to be one of 2 things. It's either going to be last week of May. बहुत सारे dealerships May 22nd का date quote कर रहे हैं. But you're not sure how much you believe dealerships. We'd rather get an official word from the manufacturer. But either
mid-June, that is your period that you're getting. Also, guys, before we move any further, hope you have hit subscribe.
Yes,
we do this every Friday. We've got videos coming out every week. Hit subscribe, get that notification, hit the bell icon as well, so you guys are up to date with every single bit of content that we put up.
Yeah, and if you've got more questions, we are always here on Friday. We'll try and give you a heads up. It's usually between 5 to 6. So yeah, please tune in every Friday to get your car questions answered. i20 or Amaze, which is best? Praveen, we'd have to test, but on the surface, the i20 has got the better build. It's got more features as well. So, and the Amaze, I think for the diesel CVT is one of the strong reasons for Amaze. So you'll have to weigh your options. Sajan, new Amaze versus second-hand city automatic petrol, budget 8 lakh.
It's
1.2 versus 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the petrol CVT, again, the problem here is that if you're looking for better drivability and better punch, that will be in the city. You want better space, that's in the city. You want a better features list, oddly enough, that's in the Amaze. You want better ride quality, that is in the Amaze. So overall, my personal choice would be towards the city just because the drive experience is so much richer. But if you prioritize features and ride quality, then you can get the Amaze.
Right. Ketan, you've booked a new Amio 1.1 liter MPI. Congratulations. Any comments? Yeah, we haven't driven the car yet. But from my brief experience of the 1.2, I'd say it's nice. It's good for city commutes. It feels a bit strained on the highway. I don't expect the 1 liter MPI to be any different. But yeah, enjoy the car, man. Nimit Jain, hello. As I've driven my Desire ZDI AMT to 45,000. That was quick. In 1.5 years. Now I want to exchange
Desire to new Amaze CVT.
should you exchange? Now, honestly, I don't think you should exchange.
Why do you want to?
Yeah, why do you want to? अगर सिर्फ नई गाड़ी है, मन कर रहा है करने का, या गाड़ी में genuinely कुछ problem है, बताइए हमें. I wouldn't upgrade. 45,000, 1.5 years. That's not a good time frame to be upgrading. When will Jeep Renegade be launched? Fingers crossed, end of this year or early next year. राकेश, मैं एक ऑल्टो K10 VXI ऑप्शनल लिया हूँ, कैसी है? लिए हैं तो बहुत बढ़िया है सर. ध्रुव, ZXI Plus or Elite i20 Astra? Petrol or diesel?
ZXI Plus, so petrol.
Yeah,
so
ZXI.
Yeah, so I'd say that overall, if you're looking at the balance of quality and the premium experience, get the Elite i20. If you're looking for the richer, more fun to drive experience and the better petrol engine, that would be the Swift.
Okay, Ayush, Lexus NX300H F Sport or BMW X3? I want to say Lexus because of the sheer quality, that craftsmanship, and you'll stand out. The X3 is usual, can't go wrong, BMW, so you can take your pick. Anil D'Souza, Brezza AMT, Nexon AMT or EcoSport Trent Plus automatic best SUV. Obviously you're comparing two diesels to one petrol.
Now we have to do a comparison between the Brezza AMT and the Nexon AMT, and that's what we're really waiting for. I mean, don't quote me on this, but I do feel the Nexon might have an upper end because that diesel AMT of the Nexon was faultless. It was brilliantly tuned and it has that great amount of low-end torque, but we have to wait for a bit. So ultimately, if I had to pick, it would be the Nexon AMT right now for the value for money perspective. The EcoSport Trent Plus is a petrol, so that again becomes a bit of a mixed bag. So if you want the more premium experience and the better driver's car, you could probably get the Trent Plus. If you're looking for the best balance of all worlds in terms of space, quality, ride, features, and value, it would be the Tata Nexon.
Baban, i20 second top or Amaze second top petrol manual? I would say the second top is what? It's a V. No, it's the S.
It'll be the V. Second from top will be the V variant in the case of the Amaze.
Second from top. VXVS. Second from
it's
top.
ESVVX. So VX will be the second from top. Is that what is mentioning? I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
this is a bit
misreading.
confusing. If you're looking at the S, I say it's a good variant to go for. i20 का Magna variant होगा, which is the least we recommend.
Unless you're talking about the Asta option versus Asta.
So I think between the two, you can go for the i20. Gautam, when will the new Creta come? By the end of this month? Just a second. Damn, lot of questions too.
Alright guys, just a heads up, when we do these live videos, the second you post a question, we will not be able to get to it because it's a long list of questions that keep on coming. So please be patient with us. We do apologize if we can't get to your question immediately. So just be patient and enjoy the entertainment.
Also, if you've liked this video so far, just hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Tejinder wants to purchase a new Honda Amaze petrol, but my friend says Honda parts are very costly and also old Amaze engine has engine and gear problem. Okay, the new Amaze has the same engine and gearbox as the old Amaze. Let's get that one thing out. Are Honda parts costly, Honda owner?
Relatively, yes. I own an old Jazz, and that car had a lot of imported parts. But yeah, in comparison to the market in general, Honda parts are slightly on the premium side. But to be frank with you, you're not going to land up in a situation you need to replace parts. You'll have consumables. Maybe you'll have to go through air filters, oil. Maybe after some 60 or 1,000 kilometers, change the clutch plates and all. But that's about it. So it's a very sporadic expense.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
Also, I think the Amaze has the best warranty in the segment. So that's not be a problem. Udit, what do we think about Lexus and the crazy pricing in India?
It's an interesting question. What they're charging you for is not just the product. Yes, that does become expense because they are direct imports and there will be taxes associated with that. But what they're charging you for is that Lexus brand name. Because Lexus customers, like Toyota customers, they swear by the brand because they're almost unmatched when it comes to the after-purchase experience. So the attention to detail, customer care, reliability, on all those counts, it does do pretty well, which is why Lexus comes out. I don't think it's it's difficult to say if it's justified because it's matter of perspective. So yes,
Yeah.
they are definitely being greedy. They're definitely being ambitious. But that's just Lexus.
Yeah.
That's the attitude with it.
And if I could add on to that, I'd have to add with 2 points. One, Lexus is not for everyone. And second, the people who are buying this aren't really price sensitive. So what you and me think is crazy pricing is completely normal for someone who's buying it. And a bonus point, you'd be surprised at how many cars Lexus is actually selling in India. Anshul, you want to know when the 6th gen Polo will come? 2020 के पहले तो भूल जाओ.
Primary problem there है कि ये गाड़ी, it's not the sub 4 meter version. So unless they figure that out, they're not going to launch it.
Plus India, the plant cannot manufacture MQB cars. So पहले plant upgrade होगा, फिर Tigor XZ or Accent SX. Tigor for more value for money. Sudhir Jainpalli.
Okay, Ford Figo 4-cylinder or 3 facelift petrol. 4-cylinder, 3 facelift. Okay.
In the facelift, it will get the 1.2 3-cylinder.
3-cylinder engine. But that engine is, even though it loses cylinder, it gains usability as per his drive experience with the Freestyle. Because the old TIVCT engine or current TIVCT engine, it's very poor in terms of low-end performance. The new one, they have improved on that.
Aftab Khan, bhai, Tata Safari 4x4 versus Scorpio. Yeah, I think Scorpio is better.
Safari, even Tata doesn't seem like they're really bothered selling that car, so I wouldn't recommend it. You can go for the Scorpio.
Karan Patel, Duster 2018, when will it come? There's no indication from Renault ki kab aa rahi hai. Aani to chahiye.
Next year is what we're hoping for, but it's a guesstimate at this point. Okay, Hexa versus XUV versus... This is a very popular question. I think we should keep it as an FAQ. Vignesh V, Hexa versus XUV 500 versus Crista. Which one is the best for ride quality, long run, and value for money? Okay, so these are different criteria where you won't have an exact overlap. If you're looking at value for money in the traditional sense, you'll have to take the Innova out because it's premium priced and there's a lot predicated on the fact that it's reliable and it'll have a great resale value. If you're looking at the other two combination, city driving, I would give it to the XUV because it has the lighter steering. But if you're looking at ride, counts like ride and overall quality, I'd give it to the Hexa. So the Hexa and XUV is between them for the value for money count. Srinivas Sinovatapati, I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty reading this. Sinu Maripatti, thank you for the suggestion. You're welcome, sir. Anup Singh, I'm getting a discount of rupees 1.25 lakh on Figo diesel trend. Should I go for it or should I opt for other car in my budget? It is rupees 6.5 lakh. Can you wait for some time though? Because the Figo is supposed to get an update now and it will have, it's technically a facelift. And while the diesel engine will be pretty much the same, the features inside will be improving significantly. So if you can wait, you can go ahead and get that. I'd say wait for that rather than getting the discount.
Sunil sir, Hyundai की sub 4 meter SUV कब आएगी? अगले साल आएगी. Dheeraj, BMW 7 Series versus Mercedes S-Class. It's very tough. I want to say S-Class for the better rear seat drive experience, but the 7 Series is more fun to drive.
Fun to drive aside, the S-Class is a bit too focused on comfort. So even at high speeds and all, it does have a lot of waviness. That way, the suspension setup on the 7 Series is more mature. I tell you what though, in some time, we're going to have the 7 Series versus S-Class review up. So we can go ahead and check that out on cardeco.com so you get a detailed look at what counts which car scores where.
Roy Arpit, do we get new music system in Creta? I mean 2 speakers, 4 tweeters plus 4 speakers.
The sound system is pretty much the same.
I doubt the sound system will be changed.
It still has that same head unit and even that Archimedes sound mode tuner.
Baleno Delta 1.2 petrol, Ford Freestyle 1.2 petrol trend, which is best for family. For the family, the Baleno, you'll need more space, so pick the Baleno. Gopinath, how much would an average yearly maintenance cost for a Figo? Ford has a detailed maintenance calculator on their website. You can go check that out. Or even on Cardeco, we've got the maintenance calculator. You can go check that out. Nitin V. Krishna, what do you think about Freestyle versus Swift? Both petrol, I want a fun to drive car, but I'm skeptical about the new 1.2 compared to the K12. How's the build quality? Okay, I don't like the quality of plastics on the Freestyle. Not that the Swift is miles better, but it's slightly better. Exterior, the sheet metal feels thinner on the Swift. On the Freestyle, it feels slightly more thick. As far as fun is concerned, both are right up there. but the Swift steering, the front end feels a bit sharper, and the ride is a bit stiffer on the Swift. So between the two, you can't go wrong if you want a fun car. But I'd personally pick the Swift for outright fun.
Okay, Siddhant Meg 9. Who will win a straight line 1 mile drag race between the McLaren 720S and the Porsche 911 GT2 RS?
Just a second, let's go get the cars.
Yeah, we'll call up Porsche and McLaren and ask them. Otherwise, we'll have to play NFS and figure that out.
Oh yeah, that's.
We can't tell you. We just can't. We don't know.
Let's focus to cars you can really buy in India, please. Shivam, Ford Freestyle versus Baleno. If you want a family car, it's the Baleno. अगर rear seat ज़्यादा use नहीं होने वाली है, तो pick the Freestyle. Ashwin, is Ford EcoSport signature worth compared to EcoSport 2018 Titanium Plus? If you can live without the sunroof, buy the Titanium Plus. It is much better. Best SUV in Innova and XUV. Innova is not an SUV, and XUV is more value for money.
Baleno Delta versus Freestyle Titanium Petrol. Unless you want, the Baleno will give you a better, overall cabin space and overall quality on the inside. So on that count it scores, but value for money, it will be the Freestyle Titanium. Ranjit Jamatia, hello to you too, sir. Pawan Kumar, hello, sir. Swift or Amaze or i20 top end, which one would you prefer? I would personally have to go for the i20 purely because on the counts of quality, it is excellent. And if you're looking at the best drive experience, that would come from the Swift because it has the best petrol engine when it comes to city and highway balanced drivability. The Amaze slides in somewhere in between because it has better space than the Swift. Its petrol engine, while not all that great, is slightly better than the i20. So it's a mix. It depends on your priorities.
Yeah.
Don't go by our recommendation because we have to filter it down. So our requirements will be different than yours.
But overall, अगर you're like कि boss आँख बंद करके गाड़ी लेंगे i20, it will do everything. Sumit, Brezza Petrol launch date.
Very unlikely.
i20 or Yaris, apples and oranges.
Very big budget difference.
Yeah, but considering the variants that overlap, I would say the i20 is a better bet because not like the Yaris gives you more space anyway. Is EcoSport Signature Edition worth? Okay, we've answered this. Shivam Pandey, we've answered your question. Pick the S-Cross Zeta. Jeep Commander arrival in India. Nothing as of now. Maybe by 2020, fingers crossed. We'll see what Jeep has to say.
Okay, Shivam Sharma. Should Tiago top end petrol is good option for city? Yeah, it's fine. We can definitely recommend that. XZ is a good option because it does have ABS with EBD as well.
Karan Patel, Kemcho.
Majama. Tejinder Singh, sir, I want to
this.
Okay, we have.
Pallab's question we've answered. Richard, no, we're not gay. Please tell me if you are. Rajaram, is Honda City still the best car in C segment? No. For space, it is. For everything else, it's not. The game has just been moved forward. Personally, I'd say the Verna is very close to being number one right now.
Okay, Praveen Rajababu, daily uses 25 to 30 kilometers. Should you buy the petrol or diesel? I think in your uses, the petrol would make more sense. Petrol is more expensive now, but the gap is closing and the diesel engine will cost you over $100,000 more.
Bharat, you need a secondary car, a beater car. Criteria is reliable, efficient, frugal, under 7 lakh on road. Amaze E or Swift VXI in city. Only in the city, never on the highways. Yeah, actually, if you can look at the Ignis, that'd be a nice pick. The Ignis Delta, I think, should fit that budget. And if you can stretch slightly and get the Ignis Zeta, that would be even better. But if you're choosing between the two, I'd say the Swift. The Amaze is just too bare bones. Then you'll have to get that headache of fitting in a music system, getting the door handles and the mirrors painted. Such a Swift live only in the city.
Okay. Soumya Mishra, which one is better for driving dynamics, EcoSport diesel or the petrol EcoBoost?
Next week.
Next week we'll find out.
I'm going to be driving it next week, so I'll tell you next week. Satish, EcoSport or S-Cross, which is the best? Okay, S-Cross for space, S-Cross for ride quality. Interior quality, दोनों की same है. EcoSport for more fun to drive and that slightly higher seating position. Amaze Petrol Auto, VX or VX manual. You decide if you want.
The variant over here is not as much as play as your requirement is. If you need an automatic, you can go ahead and get the the V variant. You can stick with that. But the manual variant, if you have the budget for it, you can get the VX. Natarajan Vishwanathan, Desire versus New Amaze. Which one is good for city ride and petrol variant? Both of them are good. We'll have to do a back-to-back comparison and get back to you. But ride quality, we have a certain inkling that the Amaze may have a slight advantage, but in terms of drivability overall, it might go to the Desire. Mohit Sharma, we love you too, sir. Thank you. Show us some love. Hit subscribe. Give us a thumbs up too. And thank you for tuning in.
Anand Vinod, Nexon or S-Cross?
It's very close between the two.
Nexon, I'd say, is more value for money.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely one of the best products from Tata we've seen in a very long time. And if you want to support Tata, you buy the Nexon, but the S-Cross, it's one of the most no-nonsense cars you can buy. Okay, don't think of it as an SUV. Don't think of it as a crossover. समझ लो बड़ी hatchback है, ठीक है? And if you look at it from that perspective, it's got great space, great ride quality, great features, great build quality. So even with the S-Cross, you can't go wrong. But more value for money, I'd say, definitely is the Nexon. Toyota Rush launch date Charan Reddy, bhul jao, nahi aane wali. Rishabh Kumar, is there any possibility of new Duster this year? Doesn't look like it.
Deepankar Acharya, you are welcome, sir. Shubham Gupta, hello to you too. Yash Garg, Amaze S versus Desire VXI, which is better in terms of maintenance cost? It will be, if you're looking at periodic maintenance, Maruti will be running to be a slightly bit cheaper because Honda, the authorized service center, speaking from experience, they are slightly on the premium end, but it's not going to be a massive difference in the long term. It's a few thousand rupees here and there. It's nothing major.
Because
no
Baleno update. Not this year. I don't think it will come this year. Next year, I think it will be about 3 years since the Baleno would have come out. So yeah, next year seems more likely.
Okay.
Praveen Pawar, what about WRV versus Nexon in mileage and maintenance? Diesel or petrol? Petrol mein, I think the Nexon will have a slight edge. In the diesel, it should be equal. So, and as far as maintenance is concerned, I don't think there'll be too much of a difference. But if I had to pick, I'd pick the WRV for maintenance. Aniket Das, EcoSport, Brezza, Nexon or WRV top model, which should I buy in petrol? As for best driving experience, Brezza you won't get in petrol, so that is ruled out. So bachti hai Nexon, WRV or EcoSport. WRV feels very underpowered in petrol, so driving experience, no, it's not there. EcoSport and Nexon very, very close. I would suggest, I think for pure driving experience, there's no beating of Ford, so EcoSport. New Pajero Sport launch date in India. Yeah,
we are not expecting it to come at all because Mitsubishi is now somehow silently introducing the Outlander for whatever reason.
Hey, Raka's back. Hey, I'm very sorry I did not reply to that comment. What I'm going to do is after we finish this live, I'm going to come to that video and I am going to reply to your comment. Very sorry about not responding to you. We'll do that.
We do have the comment.
So we do have that.
Okay, so I'll read out the question for everyone's reference. Okay, so it's
this interesting.
Okay, so here goes. Raka has test driven the WRV and the Freestyle. He hasn't driven the Swift ZDI AMT. So would love to know this. I'll explain what his dilemma is. He wanted to opt for the Brezza VDI option pack. He paid the booking amounts for 2 months, but hasn't been sure about it. Now he's completely against it, considering the noise and very ordinary cabin interior. Fair enough. He doesn't feel like upgrading to the ZDI because on those counts, the experience will remain more or less identical. So I thought, why not save rupees 50,000 and buy the i20 Astra diesel? It is a good decision. It's exactly what he wants. Good ride, comfort, etc. But it's not a Brezza. I'm not sure why that would be a problem.
I think it's the ride, the height and...
Yeah, I mean, the SUV experience, you won't get it from an i20 or even an i20 Active for that matter. So when we test drove the WRV Edge, the wife liked the cabin space. I'm the only one using a maximum time. Why do I need that space? Again, good point. You have an individual car. So the Swift ZDI AMT solves a lot of the problems. Traffic driving is not a hassle considering metro work will go on for next 3 years minimum. I'll settle for the VDI also, save money and put Android Auto head unit. So guys, between the Swift VDI/ZDI AMT or i20 diesel or Freestyle Titanium Plus, which one should you pick? You didn't like the noise in the Freestyle, but it's passable. You need a quiet car. And you're upgrading from the Celerio diesel that we had seen
Okay.
before.
So Raka, one thing, whenever I see you in Mumbai, you're getting a big hug from me for writing all of this down. I can understand that it is very this. So here's what. So between the options you suggested, I'm saying ki automatic low. Okay, because of your commute, you need an automatic. So don't sacrifice on that front. Even if the clutch on all these cars are very light, don't sacrifice on an automatic. So you have the Swift ZDI VDI or and
The i20,
yeah,
which is only a petrol automatic, if you
yeah.
opt for that.
So and I'm going to say look at the Swift. Okay, I'd say ZDI or look at the Ignis. Okay, that is a nice blend between the Breza's driving position, the ground clearance, and and the sporty dynamics that you're looking for. Space, good enough. So what you do is you either buy a Swift or an Ignis, and you insulate the out of it. So you get damping done. So you'll get a quieter cabin, and I think that's your answer. So we're very sorry it took over a week for us to answer this.
But yeah, if
Yeah.
you're okay living with a manual transmission, then i20 diesel hands down.
Only if you're okay living
with it. Because
only and only.
you
But
mentioned, like what we saw in your drive experience, you go through several amount of kilometers in Mumbai's traffic with the metro and with half the city dug up like it's the pyramids of Giza or something. So yeah, if you
Yeah.
can work around the fact that you don't have an automatic transmission, our recommendation would be i20. But if you need the automatic, which we feel you do with your usage,
Swift or Ignis.
yeah,
दोनों में
but
से.
yeah, you will have to insulate the cabin yourself with the aftermarket
Yeah.
options, because from the factory these cars will not match that noise insulation requirement.
There's no diesel automatic that is quiet. Like even if you buy a 5 series, it's slightly gruff. Okay, Ravneet, how's the ride quality? Okay, Raka, I hope I've answered that question, and we will chat over that comment in a bit. Ravneet, how's the ride quality of the new Swift 2018 over bad roads? It's slightly stiff,
It's
thoda
okay.
bouncy hai, but theek hai. Shubham Gupta, what about long-term reliability of Kodiak? What about service? I think a big maintenance pack is standard. The 4-year warranty is
4-year
standard.
warranty now comes as
So-
standard. It's not going to be super light on the pocket because it is a premium SUV. And by what we're hearing from Skoda's initial years compared to now, the horror stories have pretty much gone. We're not
Yeah.
seeing any more complaints. He knows a lot of Skoda owners who've got like 6 figures on the odometer and the car's running perfectly fine, including a Laura VRS. So yeah, the part component of it, if that part expense comes up, yes, it will cost you
If.
dearly, which is why we recommend getting on the reliability and service cost. We don't have much of any concerns, but opt for the complete warranty that you can.
Right.
So you have 4 years as standard, get the extended warranty for sure.
Right, and also I want to add that Skoda as a brand is very considerate, because I know of cases where the car was out of warranty, and even then Skoda has honored or has replaced parts under goodwill. So yeah, you can buy the Skoda Kodiaq. Long-term reliability isn't an issue. Harshit, new Pajero Sport.
I think
Pallav,
that's the
we've
question.
answered your question. Kevin Martin, Vento diesel or Skoda Rapid diesel? It's the exact same. There's no difference. Vikas Chandla, Baleno 2018 नहीं 2019 होगा. Arka Mukherjee, Amaze VCVT versus Desire ZXi AMT according to comfort, handling, ride and space. Mileage is not an issue. Okay. Space,
I think is the Desire.
Desire.
It will seat 5 better.
you'll see. Ride,
Amaze.
handling,
I think Desire.
Amaze beast. But I
Yeah.
want to give it to a Desire. Overall comfort, again, you can't go wrong. So space is mileage is not an issue, which again will be a plus for the Desire. So
I think Desire.
Yeah,
Overall balance.
will be the Desire. You'd get that slightly bigger car experience also.
And the ride is also very comfortable, if not as good as the Amaze.
Jayasha, how's the Volkswagen Vento diesel daily drive? Approx 70 kilometers per day. Need a fun to drive car. If budget is not an issue, 70 kilometers per day. Vento TDI DSG, no problem. It is fun to drive. Charan Reddy, Toyota Rush, not coming to India. Pushkar, confused between EcoSport Petrol automatic and Verna automatic, but for the same price bracket. Interesting. Okay, the things you need to know is that what आपको difference कहाँ मिलेगा? The main difference is in your ride height. कि आप कहाँ बैठ के चला रहे हो? Verna you're low, EcoSport you're high. Personally, I prefer the Verna, but not to say the EcoSport is bad. Between the two engines, if we compare the two engines, the 1.5 on the EcoSport versus the 1.6 on the Verna, I'd say the Verna's engine is more refined. It's a 4-cylinder, and that automatic is very nice. It's very smooth. The EcoSport does not have that DCT it used to have earlier, but even then, it's very smooth. Between the two, I'd say Verna, if you can make peace with the low riding position.
Okay, Anshul Singh, 6-gen Polo, like you mentioned, not coming anytime soon. Kevin Martin, what about the long-term reliability of the Jeep Compass diesel? We don't have any reason to doubt that because it's a tried and tested engine that they've used in multiple cars across the world. Satvik Mathur, Ciaz versus Freestyle versus Baleno 2018 petrol manual. Could you mention on what counts because these cars will offer something different each? Vikas Chandila, Baleno update, like you mentioned, 2019 is the earliest thing we're expecting. Anil Nair, Nexon AMT or Brezza AMT, we have to do the comparison. But slight edge to the Nexon AMT purely because it has the bigger cabin on the inside and we have driven it, and it's, at least in the case of the diesel, which will be a comparison with the Brezza, it's set a benchmark in terms of how AMTs have been tuned. It's that good. Okay, Charan Reddy, Toyota Rush not coming. We've seen, I think, a lot of questions.
So let's go rapid fire. Okay, I ask you answer. Rahul Walia, i20 versus Freestyle.
i20 if you want the better interior quality and space. Freestyle if you want the better petrol engine and the more value for money deal and better ride.
EcoSport Signature versus Brezza.
I think Signature will be
sunroof.
Yeah. I mean,
Gaurav, is Innova a good off-roader?
No. It's a good bad roader. It's not an off-roader in any sense. Aniket Das.
Also, wait, I'm sorry, I'm interjecting. There is a video of an Innova going down the steps. It's hilarious. Watch it. Aniket Das. S-Cross, Nexon or EcoSport WV Petrol. Petrol S-Cross में नहीं है. Nexon EcoSport WRV को rule out करो. Nexon EcoSport के बीच में I'd say the EcoSport has the better petrol engine.
Manas Panda, Hyundai Verna diesel EX budget is rupees 12 lakh. Is it the right choice?
No problem. You can.
On-road budget, yeah, it will be around 12 lakh. Yeah, it's a very well-equipped variant. Rahul Walia, Amaze versus Amio. Amaze will give you the better cabin space and overall, if you're looking purely focusing on the drive experience, the Amio will be better in terms of dynamics. But comfort, everyday usability, and giving you an actual sedan experience is the Amaze. Sonia Jindal, what about the new Ertiga, which I'm assuming you're talking about?
There's a video on our channel in 2 minutes. Go check it out. Vikram, when will the Jeep Renegade come? Late this year, early next year. Fingers crossed. Okay, chalo, back to the rapid fire. New XUV or Hexa?
City driving XUV. Overall, if you're looking at extensive highway usage, Hexa.
Okay, Ankur is planning to buy a Skoda Super. What are your views? Getting it around 5-6 lakh. Is it a good deal?
It's a bit tricky because in used cars it boils down to the condition that the car is, and 2012 is 6-year-old, and how much it depends.
Out of warranty. Think about it. An out of warranty Skoda. Think about the fact that the Super was a 30 lakh rupee car when it came out. And it is still a 30 lakh rupee car in Skoda's books. So just because you're getting it for 5-6 lakh does not mean the spare parts cost are going to be of a 5-6 lakh rupee car. A usual service will cost you around 10, 15,000, 20,000 rupees. If you are fine with that, go ahead. Considering it's about 6 years old, that it's due for quite a few changes. You'll have to check the tires, you'll have to check the brakes, the discs, all of that. If all of that is in good condition, you can go ahead. That's not a problem. It is a reliable car as long as you treat it right. So if the car has been treated right, you can pick it up. Sachin, monthly traveling around 1500, safety is priority. Pick the Freestyle. Gopinath, the Freestyle crash rating NCAP. It's not been crash tested yet. What about the new Polo Pace? Yeah, it's based on the comfort line. You can pick it up if it's in your budget. That's not a problem. Arvind, City versus Verna. Who has better quality?
Touch and feel Hyundai Verna.
Mohammed, I want to buy a car और मेरी ये घर की पहली फैमिली कार होगी. Okay, very good. So I'm confused between Grand Titan, Swift और Freestyle. या इन तीनों में से सबसे value for money is Freestyle. सबसे ज़्यादा space actually तीनों में 19-20 है, but I'd say Swift has the most amount of space here. तो अगर आपको family car चाहिए तो I'd say Swift ले लो. Otherwise, more value for money is Freestyle. Abhi. Okay, so should I buy i20 Astra 1.4 CRDI or should I wait for next gen Polo? Yeah, the next gen Polo will come 2 years later. If you can wait, then we'll see. But agar abhi kharidni hai to i20 le lo. Anant Nair, which is the best option? Vento City Okay, Vento, Highline plus City or Yaris. Petrol, I'm guessing because the Yaris does not have diesel, so I'd petrol manual if you're considering, I'd say City for the space. Automatic, I'd say Vento TSI. Saksham, hi, I like the way you read between the lines of the questions are not framed well or respond perfect reply and condition. Thank you so much, Saksham. Thank you. That means a lot. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm very sorry. Shameless plug.
Tejinder is saying, I want to purchase Honda Amaze.
This
Okay, I guess a lot of questions are getting repeated over here.
What do you think
about Maruti Suzuki's future? Can I buy its stock?
Okay, wait. This is something that you can buy its stocks. I'll tell you why. They're planning a 4th plant in India. And that is massive news. They own 50% of India's market, and by the looks of it, it's going to go really high. Stocks kharidna hai, kharid lo. Should be good, but don't take this as financial advice. I am not responsible if you lose.
And I would look at Maruti Suzuki as, speaking as a trader myself, on some level as a long-term investment. अगर आप day trading कर रहे हो तो फिर Maruti Suzuki में ज़्यादा फायदा नहीं होगा, long term देख लियो. But yeah, we are not economic.
Yeah, we are car देखो, not पैसा देखो. So और share देखो for that matter. Okay. Vikas, Baleno नई update हो रही भाई. Aniket, we've answered this question. Okay, let's take WhatsApp status videos का question. Price of Creta 2018 2 हफ्ते में आ जाएगी.
But it's more or less the same as the current model. थोड़ा सा ऊपर होगा.
में थोड़ा बढ़ जाएगा.
30-40 हज़ार का आप expect कर सकते हैं premium increase. Tech DLK XUV W9 or W7, which is the recommended one. I would say get the W7 if that is if you're looking at the most value for money pick. But if you have the budget for it, you can get the W9. VFM pick is the W7. Priyam Chaudhary, we've answered this question. Sonia Jindal, like we mentioned, we have a video up on what is expected. Should be coming towards the end of this year or early next year.
Okay, that is the new guys, I've got one small request to make. You can leave your question and be assured we are going to answer that. Spamming that top chat isn't going to help because it just makes it difficult for us to go through the questions one by one, right? For example, Pallav, you asked this question like 5 times. We get it. We've answered this, right? Do not spam the chat. It just becomes harder for us to look at questions that are genuine and answer them. Arvind, best sedan in 10-11, whichever you like. Whichever you like, it's the best sedan. Again, Anubhav, whichever SUV you like is the best SUV under 20 lakh. Kapil,
what we mean by this is, guys, there is no such thing as a best car, best SUV, best MPV. It is purely down to requirements. Usage. Specify your requirements, whether it's ride, whether it's space, whether it's features, whether it's efficiency, and then we can suggest, because it's every car is meant for a certain requirement. There are no bad cars anymore. It's 2018. There is no such thing as a bad car.
Yeah. Kapil, i20 Astra option petrol for small family, less drive or usage. Yes, it is a fantastic choice. If you have that budget, please pick it up. Tejinder, okay, we've done this. Gautam, what is the feature, price and launch date? We know nothing right now. Tata H5X आएगी अगले साल, तब देखते हैं. Abhi, we've answered this question for you. Audi second hand or Compass first hand? Vikram, Compass first hand. Ritesh, Amaze is how better than Desire in which department? Ride quality और CVT की smoothness. ये दो main चीजें हैं. Pranyav, both of you super. Thank you so much, sir. Any idea about second generation Baleno? Akshat, पहले facelift आएगा, फिर second generation आएगा. Technically देखोगे तो ये second generation ही है. पहली Baleno sedan अगर किसी को याद हो तो that was technically first generation.
Maybe 2019 is what we expect.
Yeah, but facelift, not second generation.
Yeah, in between you might have a few feature revisions, but a significant update we're not expecting anytime soon.
Mohammad Muqdar, Ramadan Mubarak, आपको भी. Natarajan Vishwanathan, you didn't answer my question. We're sorry if we missed it out. Please drop it in the comments. And this is exactly why we ask you, do not spam that. Leave your question there and just stick around. We'll answer it. Shaji, Amaze price has nailed on Ford Freestyle and upcoming Aspire facelift. Yeah, I would like to believe so, but the prices are introductory. So
yeah, I mean, they're expected to go up after the first 20,000 customers have booked their cars. So it will go up a slight bit. But yeah, you are right on great level. Okay, about Innova Krista, what to buy? Yes, you have. Just bear in mind that the money you're paying, it is for a lot of the brand value and all. That car itself, I wouldn't, like 27 lakh or so is what you're getting for the top end model these days on road, which is a lot. But you will get a lot of the money back. So in that perspective, yes, it is value for money. Sairam 25, 24, Boss Swift ZXi real mileage on road. You can go ahead and check out the road test review of the Swift on cardeco.com. We've run the official test. But what you're expecting, if that story is difficult to find, what I'll say is that the Swift manual ZXi in city, it should give you about 20 kilometers per liter with an average speed of 24 kilometers per hour or so. And on the highway, it'll be closer to 25 kilometers per liter.
Yeah.
Rishi, hi again. What's up, man? I think this question is getting repeated.
Desire ZT. Okay, just a second. Oh boy.
It's not a question. I think we'll have to go into
Yeah,
rapid fire mode to get to the bottom.
Just hang on a bit, guys.
So, guys, just to update you, what happens is that when these questions get posted, the chat kind of bounces and we miss a few questions. So we just want to go from the top down so that nobody gets left out.
I think we'll have to use Rishi's comment as a peg. Okay, we're searching for Rishi's comment right now. Oh, there it is. Okay, chalo, super. Thanks, Rishi.
Thanks for being a bookmark.
So, okay.
Amaze Petrol or I-20 Petrol, family car, mostly ride in the city, occasional highway, ride quality, seat comfort, drivability. I could go for the I-20.
I-20, yes.
Okay, Vikas and Pallab, you guys have asked this question before and we will not answer it more than once. Abdul Hassan, is Desire VXI better or Amaze S 2018? Please do tell. I'd say it depends on your requirements as to what you want. Both of them are more or less equal in terms of equipment. Suman Tamara, hello sir. Tata Nexon XM model. Can I install touchscreen?
Yeah, you can. From
the
aftermarket,
you can.
You can. बहुत सारे ऐसे head units आ गए जिसमें जो screen है वो fold होके अंदर चली जाती है. So वो dashboard के वो जो छोटा सा जगह है वहाँ पे बैठ जाएगा और screen ऐसे होके ऐसे बाहर आ जाएगी. But it is possible, but it is expensive.
And you can't, if you're asking if you can fit the other system which is there on the higher model, that will be difficult. It will not be possible from the manufacturer.
Yeah. Freestyle versus i20 diesel, which one has lighter clutch? The i20. Why it feels Cresta is overpriced in front of Fortuner? I don't think it's overpriced.
Both of them are premium priced. That's a given. Okay, Ravneet Singh. Okay, sorry. Kumar Mukesh, for diesel, Amaze or Freestyle, mostly highway ride, please suggest.
Freestyle. That suspension setup is superb. Even the Amaze is nice, but I'd want to say the Freestyle is a bit punchier to drive.
Actually, if you're driving yourself, get the Freestyle. If you're planning to carry passengers along with you, you can get the Amaze because it has better rear seat space.
Abul Hassan, thank you for joining us. Here's your shout out. Pushkar Mehta, Verna automatic, EcoSport automatic. We've answered this. Verna. Biswajit, what about Ford Kuga?
Don't expect it.
Don't expect it.
Abbas Beg, Nexon or EcoSport. Nexon if you want the better family car. EcoSport if you want the better driver's car. Ayush Bhingare. Thank you guys. Appreciate your help.
Art was with Lexus. See, I told you it's an emotional buy. Go for it. No issue. Okay, chalo. Rapid fire again. We've got about 3 to 5 minutes left, so let's do this. Okay. Swift or Desire?
Desire.
Creta 2018 price is going to be roughly the same. What about Tata Hexa? There's a road test review. Please check it out. Akul is driving Grand i10. Wants to upgrade to either XUV or Jeep Compass. Which one? Longitude versus XUV W11 option.
Unless you need the backseat space, I'd say you can get the Jeep Compass.
XUV or Creta or Compass, 80% city use.
It will be all of these are perfectly adept for city duties.
Yeah, but I think the best might just be the Creta.
Yeah.
Chandrakant, subscribe, like, shared, and doing comment. Thank you so much. Baleno, Celerio, Tata Tiago, budget around Baleno. Polo Pace, we've answered this. EcoSport Signature Edition is it a good choice? It is a good choice, but the Titanium Plus is a better car for the same money. Anshul planning to buy a car, shortlisted Ford Freestyle Petrol and Ameo Diesel, as Ameo Petrol sucks on the highways. Yes. I'd say Ford Freestyle. Kamal Kannan Vadivellu, hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
You're from Tamil Nadu. He sold his Santro petrol car. Is it worth to buy a 1.2 liter petrol S variant? I'm assuming of the Amaze, because a middle class person, yeah, perfectly fine. Yes, the S is actually our value for money pick. And if you want, you can probably just slap on something like alloy wheels. But apart from that, it's a very well-rounded variant.
Fuel efficiency, you can expect 12 to 13 kilometers inside the city in heavy traffic and about 17 to 20 on the highway. That's not a problem.
Okay. WhatsApp, is EcoSport nice or Creta is nice? Both of them are nice. Parthiv Selva, when is the Mercedes AMG E63S? It's already in
It's
India.
launched. It's 1.5 Cross X showroom. We've also driven it. It was nice fun.
And we will be driving it on the road soon, maybe
Soon.
another week or two, hopefully.
Tata Nexon XM. Okay, Ravni, there's news on the internet that touch start stop button are dangerous for people.
That report we had read, so there were somewhere around 28 deaths that were linked in the United States. And what happens is, because people don't have the physical action of taking the key out of the ignition, they forget that the engine is on and they left their cars on in the garage. Now, it's not a problem, but it is something that you have to be aware of. It's as simple as those keyless lock buttons also. You have to adapt to that system. So it's not a model error, it's just human error over here, unfortunately. So you have to just get used to it, but it's not an unsafe system. I don't believe that.
Okay, chalo. Is Alto 800 any good? It
Sure,
is
a
petrol
city
car
car.
under 7 lakh, not a Maruti, Hyundai Grand i10. Grand i10 Sports or Swift ZXi, which is good for the first family car. Swift ZXi, Maruti's build quality, Harshbir is good enough. Roshan, automatic car under 7 lakh, top variant, Tiago XZA. Sukhdeep, new Hexa or used Fortuner? Used Fortuner. Udit, what can Lexus provide that Germans can't? The badge of a Lexus and that exclusivity. German cars are everywhere.
And to some level, even the peace of mind.
Yeah.
Because German cars have got that, at least in India, they have the tendency to have niggles and issues over here, but a niggle can really wiggle your wallet pretty hard when it's a German car.
So poetic. Tiago or new Amaze, value for money is Tiago, but the new Amaze is a bigger car, it's a better car in every aspect. S-Cross or EcoSport, which is best? S-Cross for the ride and space, EcoSport for fun to drive. Ciaz or Honda City, 19-20 नया Ciaz आने दो, then we'll see. Sai Krishna, I'm really concerned about Maruti Suzuki's hardtech platform safety. Do you recommend this in terms of safety? There's nothing wrong with it. I'll put it this way.
And there's one thing we'd like to tell you is that when it comes to safety, there's no way for us to take a car from manufacturer and crash it ourselves and tell you. So it depends largely on the ratings that are available on the internet.
Yeah.
We feel that based on what we've seen of crash tests already, there are around 3 or 4 stars ratings that they have received. So we have no
perfectly
concern.
fine. And please remember, no two crashes are the same. Okay, so different cars under different scenarios will behave differently. Okay, quickly, we're taking the last few questions. Rakas,
we've actually answered
your
question.
This. I don't know, after this video ends, maybe you'd have to.
Yeah, but what we'll say is automatic, you can get the Swift or Ignis and get to the aftermarket to improve the noise insulation. If you're looking at driving the manual and you're okay without an automatic, get the i20.
Yeah.
That is answered for diesel.
Fortuner or BMW X1, Fortuner, Ford Freestyle or Amaze Freestyle, is it worth buying a Ford 2009 model? No. Automatic cars under 7 lakh, okay, this we've answered. Desire ZXi AMT or Amaze VCVT, I'd say, I think both are equally good. Okay. Kiran, i20 Astra, option petrol or Amaze VX manual petrol, i20. Kamal, we've answered your question. Okay.
So Deep Singh Patta, family SUV, Innova, XUV or Hexa, a little bit of village trips, you can get the Innova. Himanshu Narula, i20 or Freestyle, that's already answered.
Baleno Alpha CVT or Jazz CVT, Baleno. Alpha. Best car for city driving, whatever your budget permits. Why XUV is bouncy it's because of the way the suspension is set up. Sachin, Ford Freestyle Titanium or Nexon XT? Freestyle Titanium. Okay, Suman, Nexon XM model में touchscreen लगा सकते हैं. Okay, you take.
Okay, Rajdeep Saha, 1.5 IV Tech or 1.5 liter. There's no 1.5 liter EcoBoost. Rakesh S, but fun to drive, I'd give it to the IV Tech if you're ready to push an engine. Rakesh S, I have Vento petrol manual, usually City, considered best in that segment performance wise. How much better is City when compared to Vento petrol? It's not really that great. When the City came out initially, the 1.5 engine was the benchmark, but it's a nice engine. It's not the benchmark anymore. Udit Garg, if you have millions, why do you buy Lexus over Porsche? It's again the badge.
Because I want it.
But if you're looking at the market look overall, it's largely down to the Lexus badge more than the product. The brand precedes the product often in Lexus's case.
Advantage of 15-inch wheels over 14-inch.
There's no
bigger contact patch. But
there's no clear-cut way to talk
also,
about
alloy wheels is just for the look or any other advantages. There are very little advantages, like it just makes sure your brakes cool a bit faster because, but not too much. It's mostly for the aesthetics. Budget is 5.5 lakh. Which car should you buy? Look at the Celerio, look at the Wagonar, look at the Tiago. Kashish, upcoming Creta SX Petrol or Jeep Compass Creta.
Sharad Banghera, Toyota Rush not coming to India.
Raka, we've answered finally. So please, we'll get back to you.
Okay, Sukhdeep Singh Patta, base city or top model Amaze? I'd say Amaze. Base city, I mean, why would you buy a Honda City, which is a premium premium car, and then settle for the base variant? Suzuki Jimny or Thar? Suzuki Jimny, we don't see it coming to India anytime soon. So if you want an off-roader, get the Thar. Biswajit, again, we've answered this question. Rahil Khan, what are your views on Tata Nexon XE? I'd say stretch for the XM at least.
Minimum.
Rahul Wala, City versus Verna for petrol. Verna. Roshan Pradhan, automatic car under rupees 7.5 lakh, top end variant.
Tiago.
Probably, yeah. Or if you can settle for slightly lower, get the Desire AMT.
Amaze V diesel CVT, is it worth buying for city driving? Yes, it is. The ride quality is fantastic. So, yeah, shouldn't be a concern. Reliability shouldn't be a concern as well. It's a Honda. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'm just jumping to the base because you have a really good idea why buy a car that costs 2 crores that won't be that famous. It should buy 100 Tata Nano. I don't know it. That's very funny. Okay, so I'm just going to the.
Let's go to the bottom down now. Let's try and cover because there's so many questions that it's getting difficult.
Oh, Raka says we are the best. Yay!
Thank you. Hope you help, man.
Okay, we're really running out of time, so I'm just going to the absolute last comments and I'm answering this. Kashish, Creta SX Petrol or Jeep Compass, we've answered this just. Creta Lelo. John Dwayne, do you think Indian speed breakers need to be rethought of? Indian roads need to be rethought of. Yeah. Everything in this country needs to be rethought of.
When it comes to cars, at least.
Yeah. Naveen Raja, how much ground clearance is needed for normal driving? Anything above 160 millimeters is fine. Any news on WRV automatic? I don't think so. Best car under 30 lakh? Very tough. I'd say Octavia VRS.
Not on road though.
Yeah. Scrambler, Desert Sled or Kawasaki Z1000? Car dekho. Maserati, what do you think about Maserati? Why is it so costly in India? Because they are CBUs.
And they're Maserati. They can charge
Shaji, Amaze pricing won't kill the Freestyle or the upcoming Expire. I don't think so. Is it good to buy a 1,60,000 plus Innova? It will run another 1,60,000 plus, but would I buy it? I wouldn't. Can we get sunroof from the aftermarket? Yes, you can.
But it's tricky business.
Ignis versus Freestyle versus Swift. Best value for money, I'd say, is Freestyle. When will you make a video on Vitara Brezza AMT? We've done a quick video explaining what it is. That's on the channel. Review ko thoda time lagega. Creta, which variant to buy? Let the new one come out. I think you can decide between the S and the SX. Vento TSI, Verna City, which is the better buy? Verna is the best all-rounder. Chevy Cruze abhi dur raho because the company is winding up. EcoSport automatic Titanium Plus or Nexon diesel AMT.
Better family car would be the Nexon.
Yeah,
driver's car EcoSport, even quality. Ford new Mondeo Fiesta, we're not expecting either one of those. Maruti Suzuki kitta ka hai?
Okay, chalo. Is the Volkswagen Amaze diesel still worth buying? I'd suggest there are better options in that segment, in that price range, which you can buy. And Raka, is the Celerio diesel the noisiest diesel in our country?
One of the noisiest, but one of the most fuel efficient.
I think you're one of the few people who've actually bought it. But because even Maruti said that they were pleasantly disappointed by the lack of sales of that car. But I think on that note, 1 hour 8 minutes, it's time to end. I know this time around we missed a lot of questions, but this is exactly why we say please do not spam that top chat. Leave your comment once and let it go. We will answer it. Okay. So I think that's it. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I want to see if we've got any more new subscribers after this video.
And also, guys, given that we've missed a lot of questions this time around, please post them as comments in the video comment section of this video. Yeah. We have a separate team that will run through it and share these questions with us. So we'll try to get through to you through them or answer them in next live if we can. So really, really sorry, but yeah, just bear in mind that the second you post a question, it cannot be answered because there are literally 40 to 90 to 100 people who are commenting at the same time as you. So your question can get buried. Post it once. We will come to you.
Yeah, we will answer. And I think on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Take care.